Hey guys, this is Echo Soundworks and you are checking out a Logic X tip and trick tutorial video. In this video, I'm going to show you how I've set up tempo tapping in Logic so it's easy and it's not a pain in the ass. So Logic, one of the main wish list items for a lot of Logic users is to kind of streamline and overhaul how tempo tapping works. Because if you are listening to a reference track or you sit down, you have a groove idea in your mind, or maybe you're playing a guitar loop or a synth loop, you want to tap out the tempo. Currently, you can open up the tempo, like the tempo editor here, and then you can start holding down a couple key commands and do it that way. That just doesn't seem that intuitive, and I know a lot of my friends, they have like apps on their phones that handle tempo tapping, and then they just input the tempo when they're using Logic. So I'm going to show you how I set it up. So right now, I just opened a new session for this video, and it's at 120 beats per minute because that's the default one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to my MIDI keyboard real quick. I'm going to transpose down to -3, which is really, really low. And I'm going to start tapping at a tempo. I'm going to bring up a reference song. I'm going to start tapping the lowest C note now, transposed to 3. So let's open up Spotify. All right, so as you could see when I zoomed in on the transport bar, it changed the tempo. It got pretty close to the actual tempo of that track. It's probably closer to 150, 149, but you can see that this gets really precise, right? 150.1877. So I'd probably just now change this to a straight 150 or maybe 149. All right, so let's talk about how this works now. So I've assigned this key on my keyboard to do this. And I did this for a couple of reasons. By default, you have to hold down, I forget exactly what the actual stock key command is, but I know it's a shift or a control plus another key. And if you're really vibing or grooving, I don't know, it just doesn't feel right to hold down like a multi-key key command to tap your tempo. It feels weird. So what I did was I went up to Logic Pro, the main window up here, went to key commands, went to edit. And then if you want to change this, just simply search for tap tempo. Okay, and it'll bring it up. And you can see that I have a key command associated with this. It's the left-facing bracket, as well as an assignment. The assignment is what allows me to use my controller. I don't like using the key because it's harder for me to hit. I have a wireless keyboard. Sometimes I'm over at my actual piano and I'm trying to write. I don't want to go back to the keyboard or bring the keyboard over and do that whole thing. So I did the assignment. Now the assignment's right here, so I'll delete it right now. So we'll delete the assignment and we will learn new assignment. So just click learn new assignment, and keep it highlighted, and then go to that key, or you can even do like a button or just some element, some part of your MIDI controller that you never use. I hardly ever use this low of a note, this C-2, so it's a good one. You could use really anything on the key. So I could assign, like, there's a stop button on my MIDI controller. I could assign that. There's I don't ever use that. You could assign like pads. There's some pads on MIDI controllers. There's a lot you can do, but I'm just going to stick with that key for now. So I'm going to, with the learn new assignment selected, I'm going to hit that key, right? And now it's learned. So now I can go X out of that. And the way you know you're in the tempo tap mode is the scroll position bar will turn blue. So if I hit this once, it's now blue. And the dumb thing about this, and this is what some people complain about, is it doesn't like hang in this mode that's like, okay, I'm in the tempo tap is activated, and now you can just hit it 4 times, right? You got to at least hit it 5 times to get it to do anything. And with music, mostly in 4/4, like modern music, especially like hip hop, EDM, that sort of stuff, it just doesn't make sense. So let's say I wanted to get this out of the tempo tapping mode, just hit play on your keyboard and you're out. So let's try to change the tempo now to something like 110, 115 with the tempo tap. So I'm going to hit it once, and then that's going to activate it, and then I'm just going to keep going at that same tempo or that same vibe or groove up to 5 hits here, and it will change the tempo. All right, so I went a little bit slower, went to 103, but you get the idea. We now have changed the tempo, and it was easy, no key commands, just on what I use to create, so it makes more sense. So I hope this helps some of you guys out. I hope it makes it a little bit easier for you to tap out some tempos when you're starting your projects or your ideas. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to post them below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm Echo Soundworks. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you next time.